Namaste. This practice will help us magnify our inner radiance called Shri. Shri is whatever is beautiful, holy, or auspicious. It's the power of blessing energy and the abundance of the universe. You often recognize Shri by the brightness of someone's smile or their sparkle in their eyes, signifying a joyful spirit and enthusiasm for life. Our inner light teaches us how to create goodness and meaning with our lives. So greeting a person with Namaste is a respectful acknowledgement of that light which is present in them as well. Now our intention is to tap into this self-luminous source within, create abundance and radiate goodness. Now to invoke spirit and create a sacred space, we'll honor the body temple with some breathing, feeling this love, this beauty and abundance fill you with the breath, growing taller with the inhale, stronger with the exhale. Pulsating with this goodness of Shri. To embody Shri, let's come over onto hands and knees, table pose. Practice some cat and cow. Spread the fingers wide so you can press through each fingertip and hug the arms then to the midline so the shoulder blades integrate onto the back. Press down through the finger pads, hug in with the arms, and also remember to hug the legs to the midline. So squeezing the knees and inner thighs towards each other will also keep the hips stable. And with that stability in your foundation, find freedom in your spine by exhaling into angry cat back and inhaling to a sway back cow. And continue flowing with your breath back and forth, undulating in your spine in a very mindful and sinuous way. Vibrating with the frequency of the breath. Next, we'll circle the hips, rotate around, beginning with modest size circles, but then perhaps enlarging them. Giving your head and shoulders the freedom to flow in whatever way is natural. When you're ready, change the direction with the small ones to begin. And then enlarging the circles as you feel led. Very good. That looks nice. We'll come now to puppy dog pose. Separate the knees hip distance apart and walk the hands forward. It's Anahata Asana. Anahata, the heart is going to scoop in towards the thighs, perhaps even bringing the forehead to the mat. But the palms and finger pads press down so that the armpits will lift and the back of the neck and shoulders stay broad. Arch the lower back, lifting the sitting bones. And then gradually release. Walk the hands back under the shoulders and step the right foot forward to low lunge. Move the left knee back so you feel a stretch in that left hip flexor. Then press down evenly through the legs, twist to the right, and lift up the right arm, taking a stretch. And inhaling to the fingertips, broadening the chest. And exhale, strengthening to the core. Now release the right hand down, bring it to the inside of the right leg, and begin to fold forward. So you're hinging over the right hip, relaxing the knee as you inhale, and then squeezing, lifting the kneecap as you exhale. Big breaths that are complete. Filling the lungs totally on the inhale and emptying every bit of air on the exhale. Good. Now turn to the left side, pivot on the left knee, and you'll reach left hand to the back of the mat, bend the right knee, and bind the right ankle with the right hand for a half bow. Then begin to press the heel away, tilt the head back, so you get that nice back bending. Great, that's the way. Let me see. Go ahead and open the chest, open the throat. Okay. And rest down and the right foot to the mat. All right. Extend up and over the head with the right arm. Okay. And release. We'll switch sides. With the left foot, step forward. Move the right knee back. And press down through the legs, down through the right arm, and twist to the left. Raising the left arm, spreading the fingers, and drawing that left arm bone down into the shoulder blade into the back, so there's a deep integration there in the back posterior chain of the body. Now lower the left hand, bring it to the inside of the leg, and start to straighten the left knee as you fold forward. Okay. Brighten the pose with the breath. So your radiance can shine. Your Shri can sparkle. Now turn to the right side. Pivot on the right knee. And bring the right hand to the back. Okay. You can skip this part if you want, or bind the left ankle, half bow. Pressing the heel back, tilting the head back, and arching the spine. Now rest the left leg straight into a side stretch. Extend the left arm, press the hips forward, and tilt the head back. So you can spiral the chest open and lengthen the tailbone. Okay. Now rest hands down and back to facing forward. We'll come into camel pose, Ustrasana. So you can start here with hands on the buttocks and press the hips forward as you look up. Inhale, broaden the chest, and exhale, squeeze the buttocks and draw the shoulder blades together, tilting the head back. And inhale, lift up to a straight back, and try a variation where you lift one arm and twist open that left hand. Then as the right arm lifts, the left hand can possibly find that left heel. And continue squeezing the buttocks to press the hips forward. Then release, come up and switch sides. With the left arm lifting, the right hand can stay on the buttocks or reach down to the right heel. Great job. Good. Hips up, head back. And since you know where that left heel is, you could also bring the left hand down if you choose to hold both heels. Press the tops of the feet down, lift the heart up, and then sweep the arms up and lift out of the lower back. Big stretch up, and exhale, hands down for downward dog. Curl the toes under and lift up the knees. Our first down dog, we might be walking the knees some. Moving the hips around. However you like to awaken your down dog. And then gradually walk forward to stand. Okay. This is great. Start our standing poses with Warrior One. We'll step the right foot back, bend the left knee. Once you have the feet placed where you like, stabilize with strengthen the legs and the hips, core. Go ahead, raise up the arms. Breathe into the lower back and extend up through the thumbs. As you exhale, integrate the arms and shoulders, the back, the core. So there can be a gentle pulsation with each breath of expansion and contraction, vibrating, pulsating, alive with this dance of the breath. Okay, and lower the arms. We'll clasp hands, yoga mudra, and draw the shoulder blades down, scooping the heart up. And press down through the back foot and leg so you can lift the chest. And gradually tilt the head back. Before releasing the hands and sliding them forward on that left leg. Inhale, shoulders back, neck long, and then exhale, begin to slide down the leg, tucking the tummy. And each in-breath can be a time of self-awareness, how you're holding your hips or your shoulders or your neck. And then with that awareness, safely proceed deeper with each exhale. And over a series of breaths, trying to straighten the front knee. Now step forward, inhale to a flat back, and exhale, fold over the hips, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up, Tadasana, the arms overhead, and the exhaling, rest. Pause and sense your inner light glowing, getting a little brighter with each asana. Step the left foot back for warrior, and bend the right knee, and really snuggle the feet into the mat so they feel nice and well grounded. Now with that foundation of power, lift up the arms, expand with the breath. Perfect, doing great. Exactly as you should. Feeling that vibratory nature and attuning the pose to that vibration. And lower the arms, clasp them behind, and press down through the legs to look up and arch back. Keeping the power in the back leg to fully support this back bend. And release up to stand with the hands coming forward on the front knee. Fold halfway and check how you're holding your shoulders and neck. Then proceed on the exhale down that front leg a little farther. Each exhale exploring your natural limit to the pose. Breathing there with acceptance, love, and blessing all this energy within you that lets you sparkle, that lets you shine, and feel the joy of living. Now we'll step left foot forward, inhale, hands to knees, then exhale and fold over straight legs. Inhale all the way up to Tadasana with arms overhead, full extension, and keeping the arms overhead, crescent to the left side, so arms to the left and hips to the right. And we'll switch, crescent to the right side, arms to the right, hips to the left. Good, that's excellent. Come up and rest the arms. I'm going to take a wide stance for goddess pose. Okay, turn the toes out, bend the knees, and squat down, keeping the shoulders back over the hips. And you can use chin mudra with the hands to make that connection between the me and thou. Between the individual self and the universal self. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes in so the feet are parallel. And then fold forward. Inhale, soften the knees, lift the shoulders. And on the exhale, push down through the feet and hands, lift up through the navel. So the knees can straighten. And if you're able to keep the knees straightening on the exhale, you walk the fingertips more under you so they're in line with the toes. Or turn them the opposite way and keep going through the legs. Remembering to breathe, of course. All right, Skandasana with the right, bend the right knee. The hips glide to that side. Okay, now to the other, bend the left knee, straighten the right, the hips glide that way. And we'll go back to the first side, bend the right knee. Now if you like to, squat down onto the right heel. And my knee pops, and so others. Right. And we'll go to the second side and bend the left knee. Straighten the right leg. And carefully squat down towards the left heel. Now lift up the hips. And fold forward one more time. Prasarita Padottanasana. Some yogis will use the toe lock around the big toe and pull up on the big toes to take the head down a little deeper. A mistake some people make is to press the thumbs into the floor. Don't want to jam up those thumbs, wrap them in, and pull up on the big toe with both first two fingers. Okay, and then stand up for warrior two. Turn the left toes out and bend the left knee. Open the arms. Okay. So you want enough distance between your feet, enough length in your stance so the left knee doesn't go in front of the left ankle, but stays somewhat above it. Okay. And trying to open the front of the hips, use muscular energy in the buttocks. And the breath to stay in that rhythm, in that vibration. Perfect. Now straighten the left knee for triangle pose and lift up the right arm. Look up on the inhale and press down through the legs on the exhale, lengthening the legs, lengthening the spine. Imagine your body pressed between two panes of glass. The tailbone tucks down and the shoulders roll back. And bend the left knee to side angle. You can brace the left elbow on top of the knee as you reach forward over the right ear. Or you may try to go down to the floor with the left hand. And we'll switch sides. Inhale, stand up. Switch the feet. Right foot forward, left foot back. as we go on to warrior two. Bending the right knee and opening the shoulders, tucking the tailbone. So taking some of any extra curve out of the lower back, so we get more height in the crown of the head. Big, bright breaths. Good. And straighten the right knee. Lift up the left arm. Trikonasana. Inhale, left shoulder's back. The right hip tucks under. And exhale, lengthen the legs. Fully extend. So the sides of the body can be long. The breath can be smooth and even. And your smile bright and sparkling. And bend the right knee for Parshvakonasana. And the elbow on the knee to start. And if your stance is long enough, you could explore bringing the right hand down. And release when you're ready, standing all the way up. And stepping to the front of the mat, we'll begin a sun salutation. Bring some of that solar radiance into our being as we begin Surya Namaskar. Doing the second in the Ashtanga series. So inhale, lift the arms, then bend the knees, come into a squat, chair pose. Inhale, straighten the knees, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward. Now we're going to walk back to high plank. Inhale with arms straight. Then exhale, bend the elbows. Low plank. Or all the way, rest. And then curl the shoulders up and cobra or upward dog. And roll over the toes and press back to downward dog. Take a complete breath. Look up and step the right foot forward, left heel down, standing for warrior one. Take a complete breath. Inhale and exhale, hands back down. Step the right foot back for vinyasa, high plank. Inhale, exhale, low plank. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward dog. Perfect. Inhale, look up, step the left foot forward, lower the right heel down. Gradually stand to warrior. Take a complete breath. And exhale, hands down. Step the left foot back to high plank. Exhale to low plank. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Get comfy. Pulse with the breath. Now inhale, look up, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees deeply. And then inhale, hop or step forward. Folding on your exhale. Inhale to chair. Bend the knees, lift the arms. Exhale, deepen that chair. And inhale to stand. Great. You are really lit up, shining brightly now from our Surya Namaskar. So I'd like you to come back down onto prone position. A simple cobra pose. Hands on either side of the chest and the elbows tucked in. The legs hugging to the midline. Push down through the hips and the tops of the feet. Roll the shoulders up. Pull the elbows back and down. Good, good, good. Now give your cobra a little shimmy, side to side. Rocking the hips. And then relax and rest, chin down, and the arms back beside you. So you can breathe into the lower back, sacrum. Nourish all these back muscles and the posterior chain as we prepare for locust pose. Okay, let the palms face down, squeeze the legs together and lift up the feet and knees. Shalabhasana. Good. And lower the legs, turn chin to the side, and let everything relax again in the lower back. Deep breaths into the kidneys. You can also rock the heels from side to side, whatever feels nice. And we're going to do another variation of Shalabhasana. This one, the arms out to either side and lifting the chest in addition to lifting the legs. So this is more strenuous. It's going to also build strength in the upper back. Very nice, very good. Flying like superheroes. And relax, arms down, chin to the side, heels open for a nice rest. Let you rest a second while I grab my strap. I need to demonstrate. Now, you can repeat either of those variations for one final time. You can just watch. I'll demonstrate some other possibilities. First there's the arms underneath the rib cage with the knuckles sort of pressing down into the floor. And if you have to kind of take it one side at a time, rolling from one side to get the arm under and the opposite arm under. And with the knuckles, press down and lift up the legs. So you have that as another option. Or you like to try something more advanced. Yeah.
Thanks for the offer.
You don't have to, but Mayurasana, the peacock pose, begins with the elbows kind of in the abdomen here, and then balancing on the hands. That's a fun one with the peacock pose. You see the tail spread there. All right, so you've done your last the last locust. You can push back to a resting position on the heels. And either child or hero pose. If you choose to sit up in hero pose, you may want to stretch the hands behind, lift up the hips, and arch back with the head. Going to Supta Virasana, the reclining hero. Need a little more space. And going down between the heels, lowering the elbows behind, eventually the head. And while the knees stretch forward, the arms can stretch behind. And give those quadriceps a nice stretch, piriformis. So useful for good posture. All right, lifting up from our reclined pose. Straighten out the knees. In. Sit with the legs forward. And the knees. Okay? Going to balance on the sitting bones for Navasana and lift up the heels. Try to straighten the knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and with the exhale, try and hold the pose. Strengthen the core. Two more breaths. Look great. Last breath. And open the legs. Lower the heels. Wide leg forward fold. Now, move the sitting bones back and apart. Spiral the inner thighs down and squeeze the muscles to lift up the kneecaps, pulling the thigh bones up into the hip socket. So you have these deep creases. You can fold forward, lengthen on the inhale, and bow the heart down on the exhale. Pulling the shoulders back, tucking the chin slightly, so you get that length in the back of the neck without pinching. Inhale, stretch out through the soles of the feet. Really spread the toes. And bow on the exhale. If you were binding the big toe on your Prasarita Padottanasana, you can do so here. Now lift out of the pose. And lift up the knees to come to Sukhasana, easy seated pose. It may be more comfortable for you if you're up on a little height, like a folded blanket, or you can spend a few minutes without getting too compressed in the chest or rounded in the back. You can keep the inner body bright, the shoulders back, and the head of the arm bones lifting up into the shoulders so the spine can stay fully erect and elongated through the crown. Okay? We're going to practice Bhastrika Pranayama. This is the bellows breath. And if all those poses didn't warm you up, this will also. And so you have like the blacksmith's bellows pumping air into the furnace, so that will heat everything up. And this movement of the bellows is coming from your diaphragm. Okay? It shouldn't be in the shoulders. It shouldn't have all that movement up here. It should be more focused here from the navel center, where the diaphragm can pump the air in and out through the nostrils like a bellows. And begin with a slow pace. Good. Relax. Breathe normally. You look like you had the idea. You're moving from the navel center and not a lot in the chest or shoulders. So if you want to, just continue that same pace, or if this is really familiar to you and you want to pick up that pace and heat up the practice a little faster. Slow it down and breathe normally. Feeling okay? Not too dizzy? We'll try one final round. Find your own pace that's comfortable for you. Slow it down and rest at normal breath. Okay, last seated pose is Purvottanasana. We'll come off that height, bring the hands behind the hips, fingertips angled forward so the shoulder blades can draw together into the back. So you get that integration into the back with the shoulders, and pressing the feet down, lift up the sides of the hips. Very nice. Hips up, neck long, the shoulder blades drawing together, the heels pulling back towards the hands. You've got that. Very good. Then rest and bring the buttocks down. Well done. Now, try with legs straight and just press down through the heels. Keep a slight bend in the knees, but lift the sides of the hips up once more, pointing the toes away. A little harder. Okay. And relax and rest. Bring the buttocks down, and we'll recline onto the back, threading the needle. Reclining leg cradle with the right ankle cross over the left knee and open the right knee to the side. You may just use your hand to keep the knee open, or you may take the right arm through the legs and clasp hands around the left thigh. And you're probably looking at what you're doing, which is normal. Now let your head rest back down and your shoulders. So the left knee starts to pull in towards your chest. But you relax your arms on the inhale. Let your lungs fill to their capacity. And gently exhale, bringing the knee closer. Just flow with that rhythm in your breath. Achieving harmony with the vibrational frequency of your breath. The pose just vibrates at the right frequency for Shri, this inner joy, this sparkle, this luminosity to glow throughout your body. Now relax the left foot down, switch sides with the right foot on the mat, cross your left ankle over the right knee. Open the left knee to the side. Or also try and lift the right knee and pull the right knee in towards your chest. So you decide what's appropriate and is best for your Shri to sparkle. The mind and body co-create the pose together in a cooperative and supportive way. And relax, feet down. Now, thread the right heel underneath and back towards the left buttocks. So the right knee opens to the mat, and you bind that right foot with your left hand. Okay, now cross the left foot over the right knee and begin to turn the hips, twisting them to the right. And the right hand might be able to come on to the left knee. Hold that. You're actively pressing the right hip into the mat to keep space in the left lower back, the sacrum. Now release the twist and lift the knees up. And then open the left knee to the side, bring the left heel underneath and back towards the right buttocks, where you can find. Hold on with your right hand. And then cross the right foot over the left knee and start twisting the hips to the left. The left hand might be holding the right knee as you twist. Sort of kick that left ankle away, keeping length in the spine, space in the side body. And release, then flat again onto your back. Lift up both knees. Walk the heels in for bridge pose, Setu Bandha. And press down through the elbows and lift the sides of the hips up. And your hands can boost up the buttocks. Your heels may be able to walk in a little closer as you lift the hips up to their max. And keeping muscular energy in the buttocks and hips supporting, and clasp hands together under the back. Or you can walk the shoulder blades together and lift up the heart. Keep the chin up. And breathe brightness through the heart. And relax and rest and release the buttocks down. And just breathe comfort into the back. Resting all those muscles in the lower back. Preparing for a second bridge pose or wheel pose, if that is what you desire. So you know how to do a bridge pose. You just did one. Or I'll walk you through wheel pose, placing the hands above the shoulders and the fingertips pointed in towards the shoulder blades. Lift up the hips, walk the heels in, and then press up onto the top of the head. So, hands are about as wide as the mat. Shoulder blades are integrating into the back. And then straighten the arms and lift up to straight arms. And when you're ready to release, you would tuck the chin and lower to the back of the shoulders. Okay. And if you're just getting started, then you start doing some wheel push-ups. You go up and down. And when you're ready to rest, come down and lower the back and open the knees apart so their soles of the feet are touching. Next, we'll lift up the knees and hug the knees into the chest. It may feel nice to rock some side to side or with circles in the knees. Massaging the lower back on the mat. And happy baby pose. You'll separate the knees, lift up the soles of the feet, and hold on around the ankles or to the feet where you can pull down with the shoulders. Lengthen the lower back and open the hips with some nice juicy breaths. Again, having the freedom to move and rock. Letting your inner child play a little. And it may be fun to rock the hips up into plow. For releasing and stretching down onto the floor with the legs out and the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Spreading the toes and spreading the fingers and moving the wrists and ankles, wiggling, lengthening, shimmying, whatever movement, stretch feels needed to satisfy your body. And when you're content with all the stretching you need, you begin to bring the arms down by your side, turn the palms face up, and the feet about hip distance apart for Shavasana. Pressing the back of the head into the floor, you can tuck the shoulder blades under the back a little flatter, and then the chest will open more naturally to the breath. Filling and emptying the lungs while I dim the lights a little more so your eyes can rest a little deeper in the eye sockets. Your jaw slacken. And the fingers let go. Letting the arms just lie loose and limp. Relaxing into the support of the floor. Trustfully surrendering that effort as the floor holds you safe. Continuing to relax in the core, the stomach, and hips. Releasing any cares or worries. And relaxing all the large and small muscles running down the legs, and the knees, and the ankles. And every toe relaxing. Just becoming so very comfortable and relaxed. It feels wonderful to rest and let go of all these cares now. As I tell you a little story. According to a story in the Vishnu Purana, the sage Durvasa, while wandering the earth, came upon Vidyahari, a nymph of the air, and asked of her the wreath of flowers that she was wearing. Well, the nymph respectfully gave the garland to the sage Durvasa, whereupon he wore it on his brow. Resuming his wanderings, Durvasa came across Indra, riding his great elephant, Airavata, and he is attended by other gods. Durvasa threw the garland at Indra, who caught it and placed it on Airavata's head. The elephant, however, is irritated by the fragrance of the nectar in the flowers, so he threw the garland to the ground with his trunk. Well, this enraged Durvasa to see his gift treated so callously, and he cursed Indra that he would be cast down from his position of domination over the three worlds, just as the garland is cast down. So Indra immediately begged Durvasa's forgiveness, but the sage refused to retract or soften his curse. And because of the curse, Indra and the Devas were diminished in strength and stripped of their luster. Seizing this opportunity, the asuras, the demons, led by Bali, waged war against the gods, defeating them and making the world a dismal and barren place. The gods turned to Brahma for help, and Brahma directed them to seek refuge with Vishnu. Vishnu, in turn, advised them to call a truce with the asuras and asked them to help churn the ocean of milk to obtain the Amrita, which is the nectar of immortality, on the pretext of sharing it with them. Vishnu promised that only the Devas would drink the nectar to regain their former power so they could once again defeat the Asuras. Well, the Devas took Vishnu's advice and called a truce with the Asuras, and thus the gods and the demons began to churn the primordial ocean in order to obtain Amrita, the elixir of immortality. To churn the ocean, they used the serpent king Vasuki as the churning rope. They used Mount Mandara as the churning pole, and placed it on the back of Kurma, an avatar of Vishnu in the form of a turtle. As the Devas and Asuras churned the ocean, the poison of Halahala emerged from its depth and enveloped the universe with its noxious, poisonous fumes. The Devas and Asuras asked Shiva for help, and he swallowed the poison, holding it in his throat, so that it wouldn't spread through the rest of his body. And the poison turned Shiva's neck blue. Several treasures emerged from the churning, including the goddess Lakshmi, goddess of beauty and prosperity. And eventually, a pitcher of Amrita emerged, which the gods and Asuras fought over. When the Asuras claimed the nectar for themselves, Vishnu assumed the form of the enchantress, Mohini, and her beauty persuaded the Asuras to crudely offer her the task of its distribution. Seeing her beautiful form, they were fascinated and overwhelmed with the passion of love. Giving up their mutual struggle, they approached and spoke to her. "O blessed lady, take this pitcher of the nectar and distribute it amongst us." Requesting her thus, they handed it over to the lady. She said, "No faith should be entertained in me, as I am a self-willed woman. You have done an improper act, and I, however, will distribute it as per my will." And even though she told them so, those stupid ones said, "Do as you please." So Mohini distributed the nectar to every single one of the Devas, and after which she assumed her true form of Narayana and defeated the Asuras in a battle, restoring the beauty and abundance to the world. The Shri was back. Now, Om Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha. Om Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha. Om Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha. Now you can start to deepen your breath and start to move and stretch once more with your muscles to awaken the body. Good, that's right. And when you're ready, just roll to your side and give your mind time to also be awake and alert and present before you come around to sit up and find a comfortable seat. So we have the lights on today in honor of Diwali, an Indian festival of lights, to celebrate the power of rebirth, the joy of radical optimism, and the abundance of the earth, and the divine feminine herself, the goddess Lakshmi, who embodies love, beauty, harmony, and good fortune. So, bless you in your radiance, your light. Namaste.